I'm Blake Gann, the owner of the Pro Stock Motorcycle, the Sean Gann Rides, and we've been using Manton push rods since we went to the V-Twins, and it's the only push rod to use, period.
With that information that we come up with, we bring it over to the CNC machine, and this is where the tube preparation gets done. Depending on the diameter wall thickness of the material, he'll look at the work order, he'll see what diameter tubes and ream sizes, and then he'll coordinate those orders together. So he doesn't have to keep switching the machine back and forth each time, or between each order. He'll do first operation, which he's done now. He does first operation, and then which does one side and the length of the part. Second operation, which actually that is what he's doing right now. Second operation comes in, he reloads it and does the second side. That part is ready to go to the heat treater now. Okay, this is where the straightening of the pushrod tubes happens, and all of our pushrod tubes have to be checked for straightness, and most of them do have to be straightened. The heat treating procedures will distort the parts during the quench cycle, so it can get kind of in-depth or technical, but this procedure has to be done on the parts before we can go any further. So he's going to straighten them within a thou and a half total indicated run out from end to end on, let's say, on a 1 foot long tube. Wow. They're very precise. After we get done straightening the parts, then they'll go over to the lathe area where they're trimmed to the final length that's on the bottom of the form, because we always cut them off slightly long prior to the heat treating procedure. So I'll show you the next process.
All right. What's we got going on here?
Okay, this is the final trimming to length prior to any grinding or polishing or assembly. After the parts are straightened, they come to this area and get final trim to the length that's on the bottom of the work order. And that length we try to get it within 1,000. So we really do try to hold tight tolerances. So once he finishes this procedure, then the parts will go on the grinder, and then the taper will be ground on the tube.
Oh, okay.
With the dicom on the tubes and the black mark, that tells us where the taper needs to stop. The dicom helps visually see how evenly the cleanup mark is, or the cleanup line is on the outside of the tube. They'll take the grinding all the way back to the black mark, but at the same time checking his dimensions to make sure that the taper angle is proper and the OD numbers are correct.
Oh, okay.
To the work order. Once it sparks out, that part will come out, and then it'll go over to the washing area where all the oil's cleaned off the part, and then we polish it and get it ready for assembly. In this room here is where we do our polishing at, and it's a basic, simple procedure, but it allows us to see any imperfections in the tubes. And then you can see the difference between the two parts. This is prior to polishing, and this is after polishing before assembly.
Oh, okay.